I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Texas. Cody Burke and John Nichols on the front row. Prita and Ryan Ayers on the second row. Patrick Pieper, Kirk Marble on the third row. Edmund Jones, Andy McLeod on the fourth row. Jeremy Queener and David Coiler round out the top 10. Ryan Philbrick starting in 11th next to Joshua Rudolph in 12th. Alex Harper in 13th, Matthew Logan in 14th, Matt Morrison in 15th, Mark Dantuma starts in 16th, Dylan Schreiner in 17th, Devin McDonald in 18th, David Farnan in 19th, Chad Ragsdale in 20th. Brandon Jennings starting in 21st next to Austin Ruskoff in 22nd, Scott Roney in 23rd, Mark Kluge in 24th, Kyle Reeder in 25th, Malachi Martin in 26th, Ryan Caldwell in 27th, Christopher White 28th, Cody Dean in 29th, and Lynn Marble starts in 30th. Troy Thomas, Garrett Barber, Kenny Rayner, Garrett Korn, Brandon Yates, and Donald Double D Durant round out the field. Brandon Anderson, Scooter Black, and Gary Wright go home. Now remember, due to having won 5 races in the regular season, Cody Burke qualified on the pole but will drop to the tail end. He will have to go to the back and start from 36th. But as we have seen, since that rule became implemented about 5 weeks ago, it hasn't really mattered. That will move Prita up onto the front row with John Nichols from the looks of it. All right, folks, here we go. Pace car is in. And the green flag flies there, down and away in Texas. Brandon Jennings chose to start from pit road. He is on his way out. Everybody settling in, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Single file through a lot of the field, guys just settling in. Garrett Korn has had a problem. No caution. And John Nichols looked a little slow through 1 and 2. That bottom line does tend to be a little slow through 1 and 2, but you get a big run off of it if you do it right. But it's so easy to mess up 1 and 2 here. Let's see what happened with Korn on the start. Oh, looks like Garrett got loose through 1 and 2. Everybody ended up pointed the right way. Backing it up just a hair, looking down from the bleb. Let's see if Garrett had any help. Just up a little too high, gets loose, comes down. The other car had nowhere to go. John Nichols currently has the lead, followed by Ryan Ayers, Frida, Patrick Pieper, Edmund Jones, Kirk Marble now in 6th, Andy McLeod in 7th, Ryan Philbrick in 8th, Alex Harper in 9th, Matt Morrison up to 10th. Gerald, I guarantee you, Austin would welcome it, buddy. Points leader Cody Burke, remember, had to go. Caution is out, and it looks like Garrett Korn involved again. First caution of the night. Looks like Joshua Rudolph and Cody Dean may also have been involved. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened. A lot of the drivers did say the overcast sky caused a bit of a problem. There was a car that spun in 3 and 4 and looks like a checkup up front. Let's take a look down from the blimp. Rudolph back behind. There you see that car loose on the inside. Then there's a checkup up toward the front. Several cars going through the apron. Let's take a look at one more driver. See if we can see who is just ahead of Garrett. Looked like somebody was blinking and ended up down on the apron. Oh, Garrett pushed up into the 66 of Ayers. Wow. Gotta give Korn credit. He made it through the infield, back out on track pretty clean. The front half has gone or stayed out. The top 15 stay out. Dylan Schreiner and everybody back behind came to pit road. Donald Durant's, Cody Burke, Lynn Marble, Ryan Ayers, Kyle Reeder all on their way out. Now it looks like Ayers still on pit road trying to get the car fixed. Looks like this incident may have started with Brandon Yates. Let's take a look back. Looks like Yates was right in the wall down the back straightaway. That was where all the smoke came from, but he got it down to the apron, didn't impact anybody else. Everybody is stacked up, ready to go. John Nichols and Prita have the front row. Yeah, he did get a little bit of the dog leg there. All right, pace car is dove in. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. They are underway. And it looked like Prita had a bobble getting on the gas, but everybody keeps them pointed the right way. Everybody fanning out down the back straightaway. That first start, they got very quickly single file this time around. Everybody battling for position. As we've got a little bit of 3 wide action, settles back into 2 wide. Mark Dantuma on the high side on Ryan Caldwell. Was looking just before the caution came out. Kirk Marble is now up into 5th place, but I'm looking to see where our points leader is. Cody Burke currently back in 28th. We'll be keeping an eye on him. Meanwhile, John Nichols has opened up a 1 1/4 second lead on the battle for second between Prita and Edmund Jones. Edmund shoots by, takes second. Prita in third. Kirk Marble now into 4th. Oh! I believe that was Ryan Philbrick that hit the wall like a ton of bricks. Seeing a lot of drivers pushing extra hard, coming out of these turns, seeing a lot of the outside wall getting smacked here tonight. There may not be walls left on corner exit when this one's over. Cody Dean trying to make his way forward, now up 7 spots into 22nd. Lynn Marble starting to move as well, now up into 27th, up 3 spots. John Nichols, meanwhile, has a 1.8 second lead. When you're driving Spaceballs the race car, you automatically have a big advantage. Let's just hope for the sake of all the other drivers he doesn't decide to go to Plaid. Patrick Keeper now up into 4th. Kirk Marble in 5th. David Farnan already up 12 spots into 7th. Matt Morrison up 7 spots into 8th. Alex Harper up 4 spots into 9th. Matthew Logan up 4 spots into 10th. Hey, good evening, Nate. Thank you for the stars, buddy. Garrett Korn has had another problem. He has towed it to pit road. Garrett definitely having a rough night tonight. Looks like he was already slow coming out of turn 2. Looked like he had a problem on the front stretch. No, that was coming through 3 and 4. He came up off the apron. That car is a little bit torn up. And a puff of smoke that his engine just let go. Looks like a very real possibility. Oh, that's good to know, Gerald. Thanks for bringing your neighbor by. Garrett Korn has gotten the car fixed and is on his way back out. John Nichols' lead now 2.6 seconds over Prida. Kirk Marble now in third, Pieper in fourth, Ryan Philbrick in fifth. Edmund Jones has slipped back into sixth. There is a lot of contact going on with the wall here tonight. Matt Morrison in seventh, but Farnan, whoa! Farnan on the attack on the high side in eighth. Christopher White on the move as well, up 17 spots into 11th. The estimated fuel run coming into tonight was 20 to 22 laps on a tank with that caution. I expect we'll see some drivers in very soon. Out front, John Nichols continues to hold a big lead. A lot of the drivers did say coming into this race that the overcast sky was definitely making things difficult, but as time goes on, the lights will come on. It's about 8:16 track time, and you can see the lights starting to come on above. Hey, good evening, Auto. Great job tonight. Yeah, they are definitely wearing out the wall tonight. Scott Roney now up 12 spots into 11th. Edmund Jones is really having some problems. Looks like he does have some damage to the car. He has slipped back to 12th. And here we go. Edmund is coming in. David Farnan also onto pit road. Likely to see the rest of the field, or at least the drivers that did not pit under caution, the next lap or two. Matt Morrison is headed in now as well. John Nichols' lead has opened up to 3 seconds as Kirk Marble looks underneath for second. John Nichols, Prita, Patrick Pieper, Ryan Philbrick, Christopher White, all coming in. A big chunk of the field just hit pit road. Kirk Marble now has a 3-second lead over Alex Harper. Marble is coming in. Harper is in. Devin McDonald stays out. Everybody who did not pit under caution has just come in. The guys up front now did pit on lap 7, topped off on fuel. So far, pit stops have been smooth, but Gerald makes a good point. We'll see who practiced them. Now, we've mentioned the overcast track here a couple of times, and the driver's not happy about it. Riding along with current leader Devin McDonald. You can see the lights finally starting to have an impact on the track. And it is Texas, where tornadoes are pretty darn common. That's gotta be a little unnerving. Patrick Pieper just went a lap down. That's what happens when you put Jar Jar Binks on your car. Brandon Jennings now in second. Points leader Cody Burke up to third. Burke has not made his first stop or his second stop yet. He did pit under the caution. Garrett Cornish had another problem. It seems like he's got the car back under control. Let's see what happened. Garrett is having one heck of a rough night. Looks like he gets a little bit of the apron there. Cuts through the grass, gets a bit squirrely, even more through the grass. On the upside, Garrett has gotten really good at driving in the grass. The guys that pitted under caution are starting to make their way in. Devin McDonald, Mark Dantuma, Lynn Marble, Mark Kluge, Cody Dean, Ryan Ayers, all in. And Cody Burke has taken the lead. Now, Cody will still need to make that fuel stop here any moment, but he has led a lap and picked up the points. There's still about 6 drivers out on track. The current top 6 have not been in. And here comes the leader. Cody Burke is headed in. Coiler is headed in. Ragsdale's going to follow him. Austin Ruskoff is in. Garrett Barber, Kyle Reeder comes in. This will complete the cycle of stops. And John Nichols will go back to the lead. He has a 2.8 second lead on Prita. Kirk Marble in third, Patrick Pieper in fourth, Christopher White in fifth, and then just a gaggle of cars fighting it out right there. David Farnan now up into eighth. Farnan already up 11 spots. He is definitely showing the rest of the Rebel Alliance how it's done tonight. Dylan Schreiner on the move, up 4 spots now into 13th. Scott Roney up 9 spots now into 14th. Andy McLeod losing some ground. He is back to 15th now. Mark Dantuma currently running in 16th. Brandon Jennings battling with Dantuma. Jennings currently in 17th. Joshua Rudolph not far behind. Looks like he is driving a TIE Fighter tonight. Chad Ragsdale back in 19th. David Coyler in 20th. And rumor has it there's something on the back of Ragsdale's car. Let's ride along. It looks like Homer. Yeah, it looks like Homer's becoming a Sith Lord. Oh God, it's Jar Jar. Never mind. I was about to say something nice about Ragsdale, but nope, not now. Jeremy Queener has dropped back to 21st. Lynn Marble in 22nd. Ryan Ayers in 23rd. Ryan Caldwell in 24th. Double D now up 11 spots into 25th. Double D just barely making it into the race. But he's making his way forward quickly. Austin Ruskoff in 26th. Troy Thomas 27th. Kyle Reeder currently in 28th. Mark Kluge in 29th. And Cody Dean in 30th. Malachi Martin and Garrett Barber 31st and 32nd. The last 2 cars on the lead lap. Devin McDonald, Kenny Rayner, Brandon Yates, and Garrett Korn all 1 or more laps down. Man, Garrett Korn is having one heck of a bumpy night. And Prida has taken the lead. John Nichols now in second. It looks like Prida used the tire set on pit road. A lot of different tire and fuel strategies playing out here tonight. I do believe this is Prida's first race with SMR. Doing a great job so far tonight. Qualified in third, already up to the lead. A lot of these cars back in this group did take tires on that stop and are charging through, including Christopher White, who's up 24 spots into fourth. Matt Morrison up 10 spots into 5th. Ryan Philbrick up 5 spots into 6th. David Farnan up 10 spots into 9th. And points leader Cody Burke has already got his way back up into 7th. Garrett Korn is back on pit road. Whoa, a close call. I think Burke may have gotten a little bit of a love tap as he cut his way through there. Taking a look down at Cody Burke and that close call. Both of those cars are 4 position just ahead. See a little bobble out of the car on the bottom. Cody sees an opening, shoots the gap. He did get a little bit of a tap, but holds on to it and keeps moving forward. That was a gutsy move. Meanwhile, Prita out front on fresh tires has opened up a 3-second lead. And Prita is about to be into lap traffic. John Nichols starting to reel him in. Cody Burke has made his way up to 3rd, and he is reeling the top 2 in very quickly. It's worth reminding everybody, per SMR rules, anybody who gets 5 wins in the regular season has to qualify for the remainder of the season. But once the race starts, once they're on pit road, they have to drop to the back. Cody Burke has been dropping to the back for quite some time now, and has still managed to pull up 4 wins from the back and extended his points lead. Good evening, CJ. We missed you tonight, buddy. And we are back in the window as pit stops are underway. Farnan and Edmund Jones are both in. Prita's lead starting to shrink. John Nichols getting closer, as is Burke. Here we go. Prita has come to pit road. Nichols is in. Burke to the lead. Matt Morrison is in. Ryan Ayers has had a problem. I just saw where Ryan Ayers towed to pit road. Give me a minute. We'll try and determine what just happened. Take a look here at Ryan Ayers in the orange car. coming down the back straightaway. Off into 3 and 4. It does appear he's slow. He gets down to the apron. Oh, he gets on the brakes and slides it into the pit road wall and tows it the rest of the way. Ouch. We definitely look forward to having you back, CJ, but real life does take precedence, buddy. Dylan Schreiner now on pit road as well, as a lot of the drivers have just completed their stops. That group that did not pit under the first caution about half the field has completed, actually more than half the field now has completed their second stop. Rita has already worked his way back up into ninth place. Does look on this stop, Prita did not take tires. Andy McLeod gives up fourth. He is in. Brandon Jennings also on pit road. Cody Burke still out front for the moment. Mark Dantuma has given up second. He is in. Now, we showed you a few moments ago what it looked like with that overcast sky. Riding along with Troy Thomas, and you see how much better, now that the lights are fully on, how much better the visibility is. Also easier to figure out how far somebody is. Doesn't mess with your depth perception. He is doing a great job. As Troy Thomas brings it in. Cody Burke is in. David Coyler, Ryan Caldwell. Gerald, your guess is as good as mine on this one. Chad Ragsdale heading in now. And I think the lead is about to cycle back to John Nichols. John did take 4 fresh Goodyears on his last stop. I do believe that was John's first tire change of the night, which does mean he has another set held back for his final stop. That could be a huge advantage. Well, we can tell how long their stints were, but not what they did on each stop. Garrett Barber also in, and it appears 1 or 2 drivers in the top 10 may be blinking. Yeah, Gerald, they'll need one more stop. Well, let's take a look here again. Some of the drivers are going to be very close on one more stop. The guys that pitted on the first caution, they should be good to go on one more stop. The gentlemen that did not pit under that first caution are going to be a little bit close on fuel. Cody Burke now up into third, just set his fastest lap of the night. Surprisingly, he does not have the fastest lap of the night. At the moment, that belongs to John Nichols. It's also worth noting, John Nichols, the only driver so far under the 30-second mark. He ran a 29.91. Also looking, the biggest mover so far is Christopher White, up 23 spots into fifth. We'll see if that holds. A lot of other guys are moving forward as well. Scott Roney up 11 spots into 12th. Matt Morrison now up 9 spots into 6th. Dylan Schreiner up 8 spots into 9th. And it looks like Ryan Ayers and Edmund Jones and Garrett Korn are all out early. Quite a few drivers already out despite the lack of cautions tonight. Only one caution so far. John Nichols took the lead early on, has been fairly dominant since then. He now has an 8.5 second lead on points leader Cody Burke. But both drivers currently in heavy lap traffic. Wait a minute, Cody Burke just took the lead. I guess our timing got a little screwy there. It said 8.5 seconds, and then Burke went flying by. My apologies for the mistake. So, points leader, the Dominator, Cody Burke, is back out front. Kirk Marble now into third, but John Nichols in second, trying to keep Burke within striking distance. And according to our data, everybody will be within their fuel window for their last stop next time by. Now the question is, who has tires left and what strategy are they going to use here late in the race? Everybody is within the window now. And on the move right now is Mark Dantuma, who just moved back into the top 10. In fact, Dantuma was one of the fastest cars on track last time by. The only car faster than Dantuma is the leader, Cody Burke. Worth mentioning, with 25 laps to go, there are still 14 cars on the lead lap. Although Cody is catching up to the back of a group of lead lap cars, that number could change in just a moment. John Nichols 2.4 seconds back in second place. Kirk Marble currently running in third. He's got 7.8 seconds. On Prita at the moment, Christopher White back in fifth, 4.5 seconds back. As final stops are underway, Joshua Rudolph is in. Matt Morris and Ryan Philbrick have just come in as well. Alex Harper is in. Jeremy Queener also on pit road. Kirk Marble gives up third. He is in. This could be the moments that decide the race. Christopher White is in. Some of these drivers do not have another set of tires, some do. But do they take the time to change them? John Nichols and Prita have both come to pit road. Whoa, a very close call for the leader, Cody Burke. It has definitely been a great race, Gerald. It's hard to keep up with all the action going on. Our fearless leader, Austin Ruskoff, headed back to the top 10. There's so many different strategies going on right now. Once pit stops are complete, it'll be interesting to see where everybody stands. Cody Burke in lap traffic still, and quite a bit of it, and quite a few battles going on. Matthew Logan is in. Mark Dantuma currently runs in second. Scott Roney also comes in. Lynn Marble, Cody Dean are both in as well. Mark Dantuma comes in for his final stop. Does he have a set of tires left? He had ran his way all the way up to third. Will the right sides go up? Yes, they are. He'll be taking on tires. Now the question is, does Burke have any tires left? Matthew Logan had a problem a moment ago. No caution. Let's see what happened to Logan. Oh, I think there may have been some neck code at play there. Looking down from the blimp, Logan in the 45 gets alongside. Yeah, big neck code in that one. He ends up sliding it through the grass, getting it back on track, but that hurts. This will definitely go down as one of the best races of the SMR season. Cody Burke is coming in. Coiler is coming in. Chad Ragsdale currently in second. He has not completed his final stop. Gerald, I'll give you that. The air right there is a little bit wonky. Chad Ragsdale is in for his final stop. Cody Burke is back out. It was fuel only. Kirk Marble in second. John Nichols in third. Both have fresh tires. Kirk Marble 2 1/4 seconds behind Burke with 13 to go. But Marble has 4 fresh Goodyears. 12 laps to go. Can he get there? He is definitely closing quickly. The gap now 1.6 seconds. There's a wreck out of 2. No caution. Kirk Marble now 1 second behind Cody Burke. Austin Ruskoff has had a problem. He has towed it in. Let's back this up and see. All right, looking at Cody Burke there in the beige car. Oh, he just gets a little loose, tries to save it, slams the outside wall, hits the inside wall, and I do believe the engine let go. That'll teach him to drive a Ford. Cody Burke in the lead, but Kirk Marble is on his bumper. Kirk Marble underneath will take the lead as he comes down to get 8 to go. But it ain't over yet. John Nichols less than 2 seconds back and gaining. Austin is back out on track but lost a lot of ground. Kirk Marble, meanwhile, coming through traffic. Here they come, out of turn 4, 7 laps to go. Kirk's lead now 0.6 of a second. John Nichols 1.5 seconds back in third. Nichols is closing quickly. Kirk Marble has cleared the bulk of the lap traffic, at least for the moment. Mark D'Antuma on fresh tires got himself back on the lead lap in 9th. Mark closing in on 8th place. Andy McLeod at the moment. D'Antuma the fastest car on track. Five laps to go. Jeremy Queener and Ryan Caldwell had a problem a moment ago. They were 4 wide. Wow, 4 wide through 3 and 4. Oh, and a little bumping on the front stretch. Queener and Caldwell through the end. Whoa! I think a lot of drivers caught a piece of that, but they all kept them going the right way. Well, that was eventful. Kirk Marble comes into turn 4. He'll get 3 to go. Kirk has a 3/4 of a second lead on Cody Burke, but don't look now. Spaceballs, the race car, has caught the points leader. Remember, John Nichols does have fresher tires. Burke is not going to make it easy, but he goes low. The fresh tires, not enough at the moment. Out of turn 2, down the backstretch. Cody slams the door into turn 3. And here we go. The white flag flies one more time around for Kirk Marble. Kirk has yet to win this season in SMR competition. If he can hold them off for just a few more seconds, he'll get his first SMR X Series win. And he is going to do it. Kirk Marble wins at Texas. Cody Burke comes home in second. He manages to hold off John Nichols, who came home in third. Holy cow, what a night. Let's talk to our top three, starting with Nichols. John, I gotta say, man, that was a heck of a run. You played the strategy perfectly. Just, Cody made it really difficult for you.
Yes, he did. That's for sure. I almost wrecked him. I don't think he realized I had that closing speed on that last lap. Slammed on the brakes, and we both lived to see another day. So
that's definitely a plus, man. How close were you to giving him an old Earnhardt rattle his cage on those last 5 laps?
I'm better than that. I mean, I stuck it on the inside to let him know I was going to fight him for it. But I'm never gonna touch him. But like I said to slam on the brakes when he went down for the block on the second to last lap. So it was a good run. I really thought he had the race winning strategy, taking fuel and pitting and having a slightly undercut pit strategy there. So I was surprised I caught him as quick as I did, but flat traffic played a little bit better in my favor. I think I had him.
Well, man, it definitely was an awesome night. The strategy, the racing, everything was great tonight, and a great job by you. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks. It was a fun race.
It definitely was for us, too. Great job, man. Cody Burke coming home in second. Cody, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I've ever interviewed you in second, but man, it was an awesome night. You obviously played strategy very, very well, and you managed to hold off John with 4 fresh tires on.
Yeah, my strategy was kind of forced. I was involved in a crash. I think it was lap 1 or 2, so I had to take my first set of tires way earlier than I wanted to. So they both of them drove a good race. Just wish I had a set there at the end. It didn't really go how I was planning, but still a fun one.
Hey, you managed to come home with a podium finish. You extend your points lead. You got to be really pleased with the night overall, even though you had that setback early.
Yeah, still a good night overall, but I'm here to win and not finish second, so we'll try again next week.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner for the first time in the SMR X Series, Kirk Marble. Kirk, congratulations. Your first ever X Series win. I do believe your first ever SMR win.
Yeah, it took me a while to get one, but at least I'll pick a race like this to take a win. That was a fun race.
It definitely was. You guys put on quite a show, and despite some of the chaos on track, to only have 1 caution tonight, man, that was pretty amazing overall in and of itself.
Yeah, it started getting hard trying to keep track of what strategy everybody was on. It was just jumbled all over the place. I was just hoping I picked the right one.
Well, you definitely did, and you held on to have the tires late in the race, and that worked out perfectly in your favor. Once you cleared Burke, did you know you had it, or did it come down to turn 4 on the last lap?
Well, as I was passing Cody, I'm like, oh, I got this race. And then I checked my fuel, and I was a lap short, and I was like, oh, no. So I had to go into fuel saving mode.
Well, you definitely played it out perfectly, man. An awesome race, awesome night overall, a lot of great racing out there, and a great first win by you, buddy. Congratulations, and great job tonight.
Thanks, Doug. I think I'll be seeing you at the All-Star race, I think.
I think so, man. Have a good one, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Kirk Marble gets the win at Texas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, no broadcast Monday or Tuesday night, but please come back and see us. We will have something to entertain you folks at home. Looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night. Have a good night, everyone.